Say you need a friend, no matter the distance. I will always be there. No more inhibitions.
Some people aren't sorry for what they did. They're only sorry that you won't forget it. They don't carry guilt, just the discomfort of looking bad. They won't fix what they did. They'll try to fix your memory of it. They'll say, I didn't mean it like that, not to make it right, but to silence your hurt. They want forgiveness without accountability and closure without truth. It's not fair, but it's real. They're not sorry they hurt you. They're just sad they can't control how you remember it. Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Epoxy Me That. How are you? I hope doing okay. And I want to thank you for showing up today. Today is Mystery Mix Monday, and we're going to mix it up with some curing. We're going to mix it up. We're going to mix it up with some curing. A curing tutorial. That sounds stupid. Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Epoxy Me That. How are you? I hope doing okay. And I want to thank you for showing up today. Today is Mystery Mix Monday. And we're going to start it off, mix it off, bite it off, chew it off. Okay. Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Epoxy Me That. How are you? I hope doing okay. And I want to thank you for showing up today. Today is Mystery Mix Monday. And we're going to mix it. Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Epoxy Me That. How are you? I hope doing okay. And I want to thank you for showing up today. Today is Mystery Mix Monday. And we're going to talk about doming. And if you think you're an expert in this area, just follow along and watch the video. You might learn something that you didn't know. After all, we do learn something new every day, right? Maybe every 3 days? You get the gist of it. Okay, we're going to use my liquid latex here, and we're going to brush it on our pieces to protect them, prep them before our dome. Now, this right here, I left our latex on there from when we top coated the back because we didn't peel all of it off together. So let's go ahead and get it off. I left it on there because I wanted you to see, you know, how it protects and everything. See that little resin drip? It's just going to pop right off once we get that latex lifted. See? So that's why it's on there, to catch your resin drips. And I haven't found anything better than liquid latex to do this job. And I've been using, I used to use Monster liquid latex. Excuse me. But I quit using that. Every bottle that I purchased, it would dry up in my bottle. I would get maybe 2 uses out of it, and then that was it. And I reached out to several people, and they told me several different things to try, and I tried everything they told me. I know I probably ended up buying 8 bottles, and I'm not kidding you. I'm not exaggerating. About 8 bottles of that Monster liquid latex. And every one of them, I got maybe 2 to 3 uses out of them, and then it was over. So I just said, well, maybe it's where I live at. It's got something to do with the Texas heat, humidity, or something. I don't know. So I quit using it. And I tried several others, and I didn't like them. You know, a lot of the liquid latexes stink to high heaven. And Monster latex does stink really bad. But this one right here, it doesn't really stink that bad. I'm going to get my heat gun and go after this because it's not coming off. There we go. There's some on the side there. Get that right off. Here we go. Now everything's nice and neat and clean. Now I'm going to go ahead and, wait a minute. We did the back of that. Okay, I didn't peel this one off yet. Okay, yeah, I'll go ahead and do that one since I already showed you how easy the liquid latex comes off after you prep your piece. And then we're going to be prepping our pieces again, which I've already done this piece. I've already prepped it with the liquid latex. So now we're ready to finish our piece off. So let me get this off and then we'll move forward. And we'll talk about different kinds of top coating resin, why you use this one, why you don't use that one, and all that good stuff. We're going to start off by mixing our 5-minute epoxy adhesive. And your epoxy adhesive comes with these little black cards, and I just use mine over and over again. So we're just going to put a tiny amount of part B onto our card here. About that much. I got a few things here I want to glue. And then I want to talk about these glass micro rhinestones you see sitting over here. Now this is part A. I get those rhinestones from Michael's, and they're $15 for a container like this. See, they come just like this. These are blue. These are just regular crystal, and these are like iridescent crystal. I've got many other colors that Michael sells. They're $15, like I said, for a little thing like this. 20 grams. At Laura's Art Corner, you get, hers is even more sparklier, I think, than this one. What do you think? Can you tell? I don't know. Maybe they're the same thing. Who knows? Anyway, my point is, you get 25 grams. That's 5 more grams for $6.25 at Laura's Art Corner. And she also has different colors in these. I checked. So go over there and get you some. That's a steal of a deal. And use my discount code, which is all caps, epoxymaid that 10%. And save you some more money on top of what you're spending. It's that discount code is there for you, so utilize it. We're just going to mix that up really good. And then we're ready to put it on what we want. I'm going to go ahead and put my little hat on my dog here. So I want to put the glue on the back of this. But let's rough it up a little bit. I'm going to spritz the water over here off my table so I don't get it on everything. Rough it up. I'm going to go ahead and do this while I'm at it. The little bow. Okay. I don't think we have anything else. Clean it off. I should have done that before we mixed our glue up. Oh well, working with it for a while, I pretty much know how much time I have. So, we're going to take this, put some of the glue on the back of here. I don't want to put too much because I don't want it seeping out the sides onto my piece. I wish I had something to clamp it while it dries, but I don't want to mess anything up. It's always better if you can clamp things that you're gluing. I don't know if I can get this clamped or not. Let's see. Maybe this clamp will work. Nope. If I was clamping it down there, I think it would. I'm just going to have to clamp it there, because I really, really need it to have some force on it while it's curing. Oh, come on. Gotta hurry up and get that off. That's not gonna work. Okay. That was a little bit of a scare. I'm just going to... Oh, our glue is getting real sticky. Sticky, sticky, sticky. Oh, let's see. I'm just going to put it right there. Yep. That's where I wanted to put it in the first place. So... Perfect. Now I want to add, if we've got time, I can mix up some more if not. Okay, we're finished with that piece. Now we're going to do this one. I'm going to flip it over, and we have that bubble to fix. Well, it really wasn't a bubble. It was a defect in the mold, which we got shipped a new mold, so now we just need to fix it. I'm going to use the Sparkle Diamonds from Laura's Art Corner to do that. So I'm going to mix up a little bit more of that 5-minute epoxy, and then we'll lay these stones on here and fix that. Okay, I'm going to go drill that in a little bit more so the diamond can drop down in there, because it's really not going in there very well. So I'm just going to go make it a little bit deeper, and then I'll be right back. That's looking beautiful. Okay, I mixed up some more glue because that dried up before I could get the hole drilled and back in. So we're just going to drop some glue in there. And I did clean the hole out, because if you don't, the dust can collect in your glue, and then your glue doesn't adhere properly. Okay, there we go. I think that looks pretty good. I'm not going to put any more stones on there. I was thinking about putting another one right there. Yeah, let's do that right quick. I think that would be pretty. There we go. And you can find these beautiful sparkle diamonds at Laura's Art Corner. I love these because if you have an area that, you know, has a space where you can drop the diamonds down into, it really works well, you know, to hold it in there with some glue. So they are beautiful. Now let's put our little friend's eyes on. Have his eyes right there. I can't get that little ball. Oh, goodness. Come on. You've got to be kidding me. Now, our little friend has eyes. Little beady eyes. Oh, he's cute, cute, cute. Okay, I'm going to set him in front of the fan to dry. Y'all know I have a fan always going in my craft room because ooh, them hot flashes start coming and I'm about to pass out. Whew. And if you want a really quick way to sand your pieces in your craft room, just get you one of these sanding blocks. Mine says 3M. And that's all you need. And I just keep a water bottle, which I wrote water on, and I just spritz some onto my block. And then I just sand it. And that keeps you from having to throw a mask on and go outside and all that good stuff, flying dust everywhere. And then you have the resin dust settling in those bubbles or areas that are really, really fine. And we don't want to resin that dust in our piece because if we do, it's going to look very bad. So now let me show you how I get mine out. You need sort of a rough brush. So I use this one, as you can tell. It's been used quite a lot. So what I do is I take some alcohol and I spritz the alcohol onto my piece. And then I take that brush and I kind of stab at my piece, getting in those holes, and then move it back and forth, side to side. But make sure you kind of stab it to get in those holes. And I'm just going to move around my piece and continue to do that until my alcohol dries. And you may need to do it, you know, twice or so before you get it all out. I'm not saying it'll come out in the first try. But it looks like we got it all out. We don't have any more resin dust in our piece. So that's how I get my resin dust out. And you really need to make sure that you do that step. So now I'm going to go around my other pieces here and do the same thing, and then I'll be back. Okay, we got all of them cleaned and prepped. Only thing we have left to do is our liquid latex. I pulled the bow off. I didn't like it. So we're going to go ahead and move forward with it, because all I can do is use my 5-minute epoxy adhesive to glue on a different bow. Yeah, I didn't like it at all. It was way too big. You could turn it over and just see way too much of the bow. Yeah, I just didn't like it. So I'll have to find something else to go right there. But we're going to go ahead and move forward, like I said, with our piece, because we need to get them done. Where'd the little hedgehog go? Oh, I forgot. I put him over there so the fan would dry his little eyes. So he's ready. So we're going to do that. We're going to do that and that for that phone stand. And then I think I might take my UV resin and tack my things on. So that way, not this, not the dragonfly, but these. And the reason why I'm going to tack them is because those two need to be the same. They have to be straight. So that way when you put the phone or the tablet in there, it will sit straight. See, let me show you what I mean. If I was to do it like that, and we put this on here, then it would look crooked like that. So we need to make sure we put those two pieces together. So that's why we need to tack it. Because if you put that resin on there, it's going to move and keep moving. Because resin moves inward as it cures. So it's just going to constantly move. So we're going to go ahead and tack it so that doesn't happen. And this one I'm not worried about. I think we might tack it with the 5-minute epoxy. Yeah, I think that's what I might tack it with, because I can't get underneath there to cure that. So that's what we're going to do. And we've already got this one prepped. It has the latex on it already. I have it all on the edges and on the bottom. I only went out a certain, maybe an inch away from the edge there. Okay, I think I'm going to put those two dragonflies right there. And we're not going to bond the flower here to the lily pads, because I want it to look like the lily pads are wet. So we're going to try to put some drops of rain or water on the lily pads with the resin. And I'm just going to drip some here so that will stick on right there. But we do need to go ahead and put these dragonflies on here. So I got some more glue mixed up. I'm going to put some on the bottom of this dragonfly. And then we're going to stick it on there. And I want this one sitting on this right here. That petal. Right like that. Okay, we're going to go ahead and let those dry and move on to the next step. And we made these doing something. I don't remember. But I keep all my little pieces. So I pulled these out because I think this one or this one will be cute right there. And I think that's the color I'm going to use. Because although that's pretty too, that's got more purple look in it. And it does have the green, but we don't have any purple in our piece here. So I think this one looks the best. What do you think? I think that definitely finishes this piece off. Okay, I think we are locked and ready, my friends. Let's go ahead and whip up our tabletop epoxy, and then we're going to get started. We need to get our collar fixed for our dog right here. And we're going to use two different resins. I'm going to do a casting resin and a tabletop resin to top coat with, so we can see the difference and why it happens. Okay? So let's pick out, I think, a little heart for our dog. I think I already had a heart out, I could have swore, but I guess I lost it. I don't know. So let's see here. I like that one. It's a little heart with a, looks like a puzzle piece. So we'll use that. And I sanded the bottom of this. And I think we're just going to put a little bit of resin on there. And just put that down on that resin. I think that might be the best way to do that. I don't know. I'm afraid it's going to come down the tree stump. We might better glue it. Yep. Let's go ahead and glue it. Okay, I got my 5-minute epoxy ready. I've stirred it up already. So now we're just going to put us a nice hefty amount on here. I want a really, really nice amount. And then we're going to take that and place it on top of there. Just like that. And let that dry. And when you have those hooks placed in it already, it gives you something to hold on to while you're brushing your silicone onto the piece. If you don't have those in there, then it's going to be really hard to do that. So now we're going to go ahead and let these dry. Okay, I've got my tabletop epoxy resin. I'm using the Bond Crafter tabletop epoxy resin. And there are a variety of epoxy resins, each tailored to a specific project. In fact, it's not uncommon for a for multiple types to be utilized together to achieve the desired outcome, because each epoxy often offers unique advantages. Now we're going to take some of this liquid latex and we're going to pour it in this little thing right here. I use these little cupcake throwaway things because they're just easy to use. They don't cost much and you can use it and throw it away. So I've already prepped that one. Let's go ahead and prep this one. And all we're going to be doing is taking our liquid latex and protecting the side of our piece in case it goes down the side. And then we're going to come out about 1 inch to protect our dome that we've already made here in case it was to break surface tension. I'm not saying it will, but we need to be prepared for that in case it happens, because we've put way too much work into this to risk that happening and us not taking that extra precaution to protect it. Now I'm going to take just some alcohol on this wipe and just run across the top there, making sure there's no liquid latex on the top. And now we're going to go around the edges of our little pieces right here, just in case they leak on us too. Okay, I have my filter here that we're going to use, which doesn't throw off dust bunnies. It's just a coffee filter. I like to use a coffee filter when I'm doming to clean my brush off. And I have my Bond Crafter tabletop epoxy resin to dome my 2 pieces with. Now we're going to use casting resin to dome our other pieces with, just so we can kind of see the difference. don't have a lot of room left on my table, and I don't want to move these, so I'm going to take this right here, and we're going to put some of the tabletop epoxy on it. And it's not sanded. The center is not sanded. Just the edges are sanded a little bit. And actually, this one's level right here. But we're going to do a few with this tabletop, and we're going to do a few with casting resin. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and set it in the bed of rice just in case. Then we're going to get this piece right here. And it's not level, I can tell. But we're going to go ahead and put some tabletop epoxy on it. Get it all spread out. And then we're going to put it in the rice. Make sure it's level. And let it cure. Now we're going to save the other ones for casting resin.